KV4 time on Fjords. I think this is the first KV4 game I've actually uploaded. Most of my games in it so far have been pretty poor, just either because I've got bad maps for it or I've been bad in it myself. Still getting the feel of this thing. It's so slow. As you can tell, possibly if you're familiar with Gnomefather's sound mod, I'm on the stock engine. Now, I'm assuming the steam engine noises are a joke, because historically this thing's stock engine was a diesel aviation engine. Presumably it did not sound very much like this, but either way I quite appreciate the sounds. It's rather funny. It's one of the reasons I like playing this tank. So I head south, put my armor and hit points to good use. Hardest was hoping to fake the entire team to lemming train north, so then our platoon could cover south. It kinda sorta worked. Our Super Pershings came south with us. Enemy Panther 2 derping straight into the now fairly useless position at F6. That spot hasn't really been good since 8.6, I want to say, when they changed this map up quite a bit, especially around the middle area. So as you can see, the Super Pershing is beating me to the corner there, but that's because he went up the high road, I went low road. Fail platoon, if I've ever seen one, yes. We have Luke's, Stuart, and an M8A1 platoon on our team, but that's okay. Well, it's not okay. If I'd noticed earlier, I probably would have team killed them, but I'll carry them. I don't like doing it, but if they insist, I will carry them. So you can see here, bad marksmanship on the T-32's part, worse marksmanship on my part. I would really prefer it if the Super Pershing was behind me rather than in front of me, but that's alright. Enemy Arty's going to have trouble hitting us behind here, so I feel fairly safe where I am. I'm just trying to get angles on these guys. Our Arty manages to hit them. It's because they're pushed around the corner. This is why I didn't try and push their corner. You always try and bait the enemy tanks around the corner into your own Arty cover. Pretty simple concept, but pubbies don't understand it. They always push the corner and get themselves killed by Arty. So now it's appropriate to push. As soon as this guy's dead, you can see that T-32 is really irritating Halama in effect there. I think in a second, yep, there you go. I swivel my camera around to check where I've been hit. That penned me through my lower front plate. Now, I don't know if you caught it, I'll just actually swivel the camera around. Somebody shot my mini turret. You can get away with that on the stock KV4 turret, but on the upgraded turret, that miniature turret with the 45mm gun in it is as thickly armoured as the main turret all the way around, including the sides and rear. Unless you have the sides or rear of the mini turret, don't shoot it. Or if your gun will pen, was it like 200, 250mm armour. It is very thick, it is very difficult to pen. It's not a weak spot. It looks like one, and you get conditioned to believe it's one with how the weak spots work on the KV5, but it is not. So anyway, I'm about to push into town when I realise our team has rolled over and died. It's literally my platoon and the two Super Pershings left. So I sort of start panicking. I sit still for a moment, those glorious steam engine sounds, and then I start backing up. Hardest was sort of telling me I should have gone through mid. In hindsight, yes, I should have. I was worried about the ISU that was last spotted in E7, but in a couple of moments you'll see our Super Pershing will drive right past that position without spotting it, so I was worrying over nothing. Hardest gets Goomba stomped by the enemy T-69. They're both stuck and they're both going to die. I just love that constant stream of numbers that comes off of them, but I managed to get a shot in to speed things up a little, but it's now myself and Prime Law and two Super Pershings. 4 of the slowest tanks in the game against an enemy team with, twice as many tanks as us. Actually, more than twice as many tanks. I'm bad at math. We have 4, they have 10, so yeah. counting is hard at this hour of the morning. Anyway, I get shots in the ISU. That actually looks like a 122. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. So all my worrying's for nothing anyway. As soon as I realize he's got the 122 and he's probably going to die, I just push in through mid like Hardest was saying I should have to begin with. Primal is off doing God's work in the cap. He's going to try and keep resetting those guys. I run into a snag here in the shape of a T-34. Snapshots my hull, doesn't do him any favours. I have to back off to get a good shot at him. I don't want to risk bouncing off his cupola, which is quite common with T-34s just because of how steeply the sides of the cupola are sloped. See me considering it there, but no, I go for the whole shot instead. I'm glad I did. It was a much safer bet. Right here, right as I charge in to try and help Prime War, I had Groove Shark running on shuffle, and Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero came on, and I just about fell out of my chair laughing. Possibly the most appropriate music choice for the rest of this match. I was actually going to set this match to it, but I've already used it in one of my other videos. That, and I don't feel like dealing with another bunch of ads on my video because of copyright and all that. So anyway, Prime Law manages to handle these guys like a fucking champ. I barge in and help mop up the last of them. Artie's trying for me, but they just can't get me. T-44 goes down. We've still got a full health super Pershing to deal with, but that's okay. Prime Law's got his number. And our super Pershing is flanking him. I don't know what happened to that shot. I think it got eaten by a fence post, or maybe it flew just out to the side of his turret cheek. Either way, I managed to snipe him right as he's about to die to fire. KS like a champ off that super Pershing. And now the tables have been turned. We're left with 3 extremely slow tanks to push on the enemy, so myself and the super Pershing move towards the enemy cap while Primal remains near our base in case one of the Arty tries to cap fastest. Crusader SP is quite fast. I thought if any of them were going to go for cap it would be him, but as you'll see that turns out to be a wrong assumption. So I decide it's not worth wasting the time running along the A line. I just try and cut through the mid. Hear that engine at work. I can't help but feel there should be plumes of black steam and soot pouring out of the back of my tank with these sounds. So you can see the 2 shots that have actually penned me. I've been hit 4 times. 2 for low splash by Artie, 2 penning shots. 1 in the lower front plate, T-32, and 1 in the upper front plate, which is the T-34 at close range. T-34 has very, very good pen, like ridiculously good pen. I think it's like 280 something silver, which is why he was able to just go straight through my front plate as if it wasn't there. Had he aimed for my mini turret, it might have been a different story. I'm not sure. I haven't really fought many T-34s in this thing. So I drag my lumbering beast across the middle of the map. Crusader SP is spotted. Now I would have thought he'd go for our cap, but nope. He's trying to defend his own. Our super Pershing is going to handle him. And that's him finished. So now it's just the 2 M44s. Second M44 spotted, trying to guard their cap. Super Pershing goes for him as well, and I'm not going to get there in time to get a shot in. The last M44 actually went for our cap, probably across the top through the A-line, which is how he would have gone unspotted by me. So Primal has to double back and try and get him, while myself and the Super Pershing get on cap. Super Pershing probably should have spent less time spamming the grid square on the map and more time driving into the enemy cap. but it's okay because Prime Law manages to spot the M44 just here and gets the shot in to reset and win the game. So 3.2k damage, that's not bad. What was more impressive to me is just how we managed to flip that on the enemy team. I would never have expected a win from that. At the moment when I realized in town that we were basically alone, I thought we'd lost for sure. I didn't even think we had a hope in hell, but thankfully the enemy team suicided into Prime Law's gun one at a time, and I was able to clean them up, and we pulled out a miracle from what they thought was a sure victory. So it's nice when the pubbies who throw the game are on the other team. Also, Jesus Christ, the KV4's gun is so comically long. Anyway, hopefully I will have some more good games in this tank, which I'll be able to post up. I do like it. It's a fun tank, it's an interesting tank, but it's certainly best suited to smaller city maps where its slow speed and giant size are not so much of a problem. This thing on Malinovka or Muravanka or one of those maps is just not pleasant. I'm sure eventually though, as I get better at playing it, I'll find ways of using it on open maps the same way I did with the KV3. That just about catches me up on videos. I've only got a couple replays left to record. Over the next few days I'll probably record a couple more, then I'll be visiting my family over Christmas. This probably won't be uploaded until like February or March, knowing how slow my internet is. So no doubt the backlog will continue. It'll just be an uploading backlog instead of a rendering backlog. So this was actually, this match was played today and recorded today. Most of the other ones I've been uploading have been played between 1 and 3 weeks before when I actually got around to recording them. Either way, expect more of these commentated videos. I'll probably do some non-commentated ones as well, just comedy videos. I don't know, if you guys have any input, feel free to leave it in the comments or whatever, or just let me know. I know probably most of my viewers come from either Hardest Stream or Something Awful, so you guys can just tell me anyway. But yeah, that's got quite a big number of files off my desktop. The queue's been shrunk down. Nice to finally be at the end of it.